I am building my own charting software for my algo trading framework. For this, I'm using Lightweight Charts, a charting library from TradingView. And in this episode, I continue building a framework to add more complex indicators. And there's one more thing. Many viewers asked me to get access to the code base and even offered me to pay for it. But putting up a paywall for this just doesn't feel right to me. So I decided to make this code from now on open source. But I will tell you later in the video what that means for the project and how you can access the code. I ended up the last video by adding the SMA indicator. An indicator with a single output, a SMA line, which is plotted on the chart. But not all indicators have this simple setup. Some indicators have multiple outputs, like the Bollinger Bands, which has an upper, a lower and a middle band. And others are not plotted on the chart, but in a separate pane, because the output has a different scaling than the price chart, like the RSI. And even others are plotted in a separate pane, have multiple outputs and utilize a histogram instead of a line to represent the values, like the MACD, which has two output lines and a histogram to visualize the distance between the other two lines. My goal is to build a system that respects all these specifications. I started simple by implementing the feature to add indicators with multiple output lines on the chart, and the implementation worked pretty smoothly. To test it, I added the Bollinger Bands to my indicators. And this is what it looks like. I can now not only add an SMA indicator, I can also add the Bollinger Bands in the indicator selection. They then get plotted on the chart with the default settings. And when opening the settings, I can change the parameters. So the next step was to add the feature to add additional panes. But with this one I struggled really badly. I just couldn't get it to work to scale the chart and add the indicator underneath without resulting in a scrollable page and visualizing it at least somewhat decent. So I searched for a solution and read about a fork of the Lightweight Chart library that did exactly what I wanted, but still wasn't the solution I was hoping for. I didn't want to use a fork of the Lightweight Chart library, as this would mean that I would not get automatically the latest versions and updates for the library. But the GitHub issue for adding additional panes was already several years old, and it seemed that an implementation of this feature was not making any progress. That frustrated me because I couldn't figure out how to do it on my own. So I gave up. I ignored the project for several weeks or months, but then the TradingView team published a new update for the Lightweight Chart library. With a major update from version 4 to version 5, they have implemented the function of adding separate panes to the chart. So let's first check out the migration guide and update to the newest version. Then let's try again to add separate panes to my chart. In less than 1 hour I was able to implement everything. And now I can add an RSI indicator to my chart in a separate pane. The only thing left to do is to implement the MACD indicator. Thanks to the preparatory work, this should also work without any problems. I am now using the Pandas TA library for all the indicators mentioned in this video, as I didn't want to program the indicators from scratch. I did it with the SMA, as this is a very basic formula, but for the other indicators I saw no need. And now I can add as many indicators to the chart as I want. I can change the pane height of the indicator, remove an indicator, change the time frame, or the symbol. In order to enable the styling options for the indicators, I also added the Styles tab to the indicator settings. As I already spoiled in the intro, I got asked by many people to provide access to the source code, and I decided to do so. You can from now on see the complete project on my GitHub with a link in the description. But I want to advise you, please only use this repo for learning or if you are curious how I implemented a feature. This should not be thought as a library you can build upon. I probably won't provide any detailed documentation and things might always change or break. since this is still work in progress. I'm always open for feature requests and suggestions for improvement, but don't expect me to be able to fulfill them. You can use this project as a quick start for your own projects, and implementing your desired feature by yourself will always be the best. With that in mind, I wish you happy coding and see you in the next one.